against the Broncos. Win, and you are in. They also get in if the Dolphins lose to the Patriots this week. That would be an AFC East title for Buffalo. First time since the 90s. So, we will see their opportunity at an AFC East championship. A win over the Broncos gives it to them. You'll see it right here exclusively on NFL Network. It is the first game of a Saturday doubleheader here in Week 15. We'll also see the Panthers and the Packers, the NFC North champions, in the nightcap, 8:15 Eastern time kick. Our coverage begins on Saturday with NFL Game Day kickoff at 2 o'clock Eastern.
From the Rams 12-yard line. Play action, screen right. It's intercepted. Kenny Young down the left side. He hits midfield. Needs a block. Young to the inside. Now back to the outside. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, LA!
Great job. Yeah, you killed us. Yeah, you had a great plan.
Appreciate it, man.
Had a good team. Yeah. Good luck. Yeah, you too. Yeah, good job.
Mutual respect there between head coach Sean McVay of the Rams and Bill Belichick of the Patriots, and a certainly unfamiliar situation for New England. 2 games back of the final playoff spot in the AFC right now with 3 games to play as we welcome in Mike Giardi, getting us set for the Patriots-Dolphins matchup this week. And this feels weird, Mike. I mean, we certainly haven't seen the Dolphins win the division since 2008, and the Bills have an opportunity to do that this week. But for the Dolphins and Patriots, it certainly feels like a role reversal. And while the Patriots not out of it yet, it seems unlikely that they'll find their way in, but could play the role of spoilers that the Dolphins have been used to the last couple of years.
Yeah, it is a totally mixed up world right now, Rhett, for a lot of different reasons, but this is not something we're used to seeing. Patriots haven't been out of the playoffs since 2008, 2009, when Matt Castle had to take over a quarterback when Tom Brady blew out his knee in the first half of that game against the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 1. Patriots lose this game, and they're out completely. So while you look at their situation and say, you've got to run the table. They say, look, we understand the position we're in, but we can't look any further than this week. We have to take care of the Miami Dolphins. Whatever happens around us happens. As long as we can control our own destiny, yeah, you're going to need some help at the end. And Adrian Phillips, who said when they had lost their 6th time, he said, we can't lose again. Well, they lost again to the Rams. So they're really in a place where they have 0 margin for error, which is kind of how they've basically run their offense all year, with 0 margin for error. Meanwhile, the Dolphins, look, they've done very well. 8 of their last 11 after starting the season off 0-2. Not beating a lot of teams over 500. Good thing for them, right? The Patriots aren't 500, but they're talking about it from the same manner. Look, we can't look at who's behind us. We can't look at who's ahead of us. We just have to concentrate on this. And, of course, some of the players were asked about the role reversal. Normally, you guys are the ones trying to knock the Patriots out of it. And they're like, look, we have a great respect for the organization, for the talent on that roster. They beat us in Week 1. It was a long time ago, but they beat us. So we can't sit here and stick our chests out and say they're beneath us because, quite frankly, we haven't proved that yet.
Well, it's certainly not going to be a given for Miami this week, especially considering players on their injury report. I mean, it felt like they finished last week without their top 2 running backs, their top 3 receiving options, including tight end Mike Gesicki, who's been so valuable this week. How does that affect them against the Patriots?
Yeah, it's a huge impact for them, right? And obviously Gesicki's the first guy you look at because he and Tua have had a really good connection, and he injured the shoulder, has not practiced this week, and it doesn't appear that he's going to play. Of course, Brian Flores not going to give any trade secrets out. They haven't put him on IR, and there was a feeling after the game when Tua said you really feel bad for him, but the kind of season he's had to have this happen to him. But again, they have not revealed anything further than that. But Devontae Parker goes down with a hamstring, Jakeem Grant with a hamstring. They finished the game last week with their top 6 pass catchers not in the game. 74% of their passing offense was on the sidelines at the end of that game, and there's a question of how many of those guys will come back. And again, you know how Bill Belichick will prepare and the success he's had preparing for younger quarterbacks. So they're going to try to take away the things that Tua does well. And if he doesn't have some of these top targets, it just makes it that much more difficult for the Dolphins offense to gain traction in Miami.
Yeah, Dolphins were basically left with Lynn Bowden, kind of a wide receiver running back situation. Wasn't even drafted by the team, but is a rookie this year. So see if they can get some of those guys back here this week against the Patriots. Mike, thanks very much.
34 seconds to go in regulation. Mahomes retreats, steps up into the pocket. He throws it late for the end zone. Kelsey wide open. Touchdown! Kansas City. Big unveil at running back. He'll stay in to try to protect the edge. Mahomes holds it, fires it late, caught. Travis Kelce, touchdown, Kansas City.
So Travis Kelce is in some rare air here, the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's on pace to break George Kittle's single-season record for receiving yardage by a tight end. But as you can see here, he also leads the league in receiving, not just tight ends. That is wideouts included, about 70 yards better than DK Metcalf at number 2. And if he finishes that way, welcoming in Brian Baldinger, a little hashtag Baldy's breakdown time here. Baldy, if he finishes as the league leader in receiving yards, it'll be the first time in NFL history we get a tight end to lead that category. Certainly an impressive run for Travis Kelce and the Chiefs offense as a whole. But how does he make the Chiefs offense go this year in particular?
Well, I really believe that the offense goes through Travis Kelce. We all know that Patrick Mahomes has a lot of options on any given play. But I believe when they need a play, they got to get a drive started, they got to finish a drive, the offense goes through Travis Kelce. I'm going to show you 3 plays right here, all from the same formation. Stacked formation outside the numbers. He comes in motion right here, and he's working against the safety, Eric Rowe, and he just flat out outruns Eric Rowe and any other person that was trying to get to him. Now, I'll show you the same formation. They bring him into short motion again here. Rhett, he's going to come to the end of the line of scrimmage. Eric Rowe will follow. Now, this time, they put him in a blocking formation right here, and it's just window dressing. They just want the safety to take his eyes off him, and he does. He goes and helps out against the wide receiver. It opens up things for Travis Kelce. Part of the reason why he has 1,250 receiving yards right now, he's excellent after the catch. I'll show you the same formation from the other side. Here he is coming outside the numbers in short motion again, and they'll run just a flanker drive concept where he's just going to run this shallow cross right here, and really it's going to be what Patrick Mahomes is looking at all the way. And he gets kind of deeper than the underneath defenders right there and just beats his man across the field. So they do all those kind of things to get and shake him loose. They were down 10-0 last week. He jump-started the offense against the Dolphins. But they'll use him as a decoy. They'll run Tyreek Hill here in a ghost motion, and then they'll run Travis Kelce behind him on just a fake shovel pass. So they fake the shovel pass, they freeze the linebacker Jerome Baker, and then they run, Sammy Watkins right behind him right here. So very clever in how they use Travis Kelce. But maybe where he's most dangerous, Rhett, is when Patrick Mahomes gets outside the pocket like he does here, just a simple sprint right option concept right here. Everybody runs this. They run to a short side of the field, so it's compressed a little bit, not a lot of real estate to work. But right here, when the Dolphins take him away, his ability to uncover, to really improvise the way Mahomes does, and to kind of feel Mahomes to find one of his 9 touchdown passes. A lot of those 9 touchdown catches this year are from improvisation, where he can just sort of freelance, see where the opening is, read Mahomes. Mahomes finds him. Next thing you know, they finish a drive with Travis Kelce, just the way they start the drives a lot with Travis Kelce.
I thought that was an important point you made about how he kind of settles down that offense sometimes. When things aren't going right, and, well, that is not often, they do rely on Travis Kelce to settle things down a little bit, as they did against Miami after those 2 early interceptions from Patrick Mahomes. Baldy, thanks so much. We'll be back with you a bit later to check in on the Washington football team's terrific defensive front. And for the Chiefs, they are already in the playoffs. They are already in as the AFC West champions for a 5th straight year, but they will clinch home field advantage in the AFC if they get by the Saints this week and have the Steelers lose to the Bengals and the Bills lose to the Broncos. The Saints have an opportunity, their opponent here in Week 15, have an opportunity to clinch the NFC South with a win against Kansas City or a Bucs loss versus the Falcons.